Let me show you how I will create the glasses. So select this face in face mode and press Ctrl R for running the Isoparam command. Let me show it to you via the command menu. Press F, type in Isoparam, this one. Here is the line we can create, and if you want to switch the direction, the UV direction, we can simply press Tab. Now again in face mode, let's select this face, press Shift D for duplicating it, press OK. And now you can see that here is a Z fighting going on. The face which we have extracted is at exact the same location as the cylinder from which we have extracted the face. So therefore let's press S Shift Y for scaling along the X and Z direction, but excluding the Y direction. So S Shift Y for excluding the Y direction, because we want to have this thickness. That's okay. We don't want this one to change. Just scale it slightly. So S Shift Y. And I will duplicate this sheet again. Shift D, SS. Let's look from the front view. Yeah, that looks okay. And SY for scaling along the Y axis. And in edge mode, we can select both edges and loft them. But before doing so, I will even scale it further along the y-axis as y. So it's visible that there is a difference in the thickness. So again, in edge mode, select the first edge, then shift select the second edge, press L for loft. And I don't want this continuity, this G1, I will go with G0. And on this side also, select both edges in edge mode, press L for loft and go with G0 continuity for both sides. We will fillet them manually. Now we have these 4 sheets. You can select them also from this outliner if it is too tedious to catch them here. So select the first sheet, shift select the last one, then shift H to isolate them. And if we press J, we should be able to join them and create a solid out of these sheets. So let's press J. There you go. Now we have joined all 4 sheets and we have a solid. We can fillet the edges. BD. Here you can see that somehow this edge is splitted. That's okay, that's not a big deal. You can either select one edge and run the fillet, which pops up automatically, or you can press Alt while selecting one edge, so you can select the whole edge loop, which isn't that necessary in this case. But just a side note how to select loop edges. And again, BD, let's fillet. That's the most powerful thing about plasticity. You can fillet like crazy. That's what I like. That's what everybody likes using plasticity. 0.01 should do the job. And do the same on this side. BD 0.01. Of course, there are cases in which you should avoid micro filleting, but that's another topic. Let's keep on filleting. BD 0.02, maybe the outer edge can be rounder than the inner one. And here also BD 0.02. And if you press Alt H for bring back the rest, G, push it further in. And let me show you one thing. We select this eye or this eye cylinder, press Shift H. We select it, press F and look for redundant, delete redundant topology. So we can delete all the stuff which isn't necessary for this specific object. So in this case, this isoparam curve can be deleted if we run the delete redundant topology command. Isoparam curves and imprint curves can be deleted, unlike these edges, which are structural curves. I call them structural curves. They are there for holding the whole solid together, and they were used for creating the solid in the first place. They aren't edges which were created afterwards, like isoparam curves or imprint curves. So that's why you can't delete these edges. Okay, Alt H, bring back the rest. Select this guy, Alt X for mirroring it along the x-axis. Press OK. And now let's connect these two. In solid mode, select both solids, Shift H. I'm just freestyling now. So now let me show you a very funky way to connect these two solids with the tangent circle, which lives here in the circle world. Let's zoom in and snap to this edge and click. That's the first click. You see the tangent circle is still active, the command. Come here, click on this edge, and boom, you see that we are right about to create a circle, a tangent circle. And you see that here is the middle. And I want that the tip of this tangent circle is close to the middle line, something like this. And I will mirror this tangent circle along the z-axis. So let's select this circle in edge mode, press Alt-X, but I don't want the pivoting to happen here on the center. I want it to happen here. So therefore, while the mirroring command is still active, let's press F for freestyle for changing the gizmo or the pivot. So let's snap it to here and drag along the z-axis down and press OK. And what I want is this shape here at the middle. So therefore, in edge mode, select this edge, the edge at the bottom, here also these two edges, and Shift D for duplicating them. While these edges, the edges which we have duplicated, are still active, let's select these two circles and press Shift H for isolating them. And the only thing we need to do now is running the trim command. So let's press T and start trimming the redundant stuff. That's what I wanted. And if we select these four curves and J for joining them, let's bring back the rest, pressing Alt-H, and now in object mode. And if you don't work with the radial menu, just press 5. We can now select stuff of different types. So in this case, this curve, then Shift select these two solids, and again, Shift H for isolating them so we can see what we are doing. And in face mode, select this closed curve. And you see the extrude command pops up right away. Let's extrude this guy. And we will snap the extrusion at this edge. So let's try and press Ctrl. Boom. There you go. And we can take this construction and put it into the construction folder. And select these four edges. And let's fillet them. BD 0.01. So we have a slight fillet going on. Or we can even try 0.02. Of course, it's up to your personal preference. I will go with 0.01. Press OK. And let's union boolean them, pressing Q twice. So first for running the boolean command, and the second Q is for running the union boolean. Press OK. And here you see that we have a solid, single solid. And if we bring back the rest, our hipster robot has hipster glasses. Let's hide the curves for a minute and the edges, and look with this madcap, which looks quite funky, and go to perspective mode and hide the overlays. That's what we have so far. Matter of fact, we have even more. It isn't visible. That looks cool, and we can do here further detailing. And I like this filleting and the fact that here isn't any filleting at all. Looks like a steampunk style of glasses. And we can do even further detailing here. So let's bring back edges. I mean, the usual way of modeling is first blocking out, then making the first details and then the second details and whatnot. So the detailing part comes after, but since we are doodling around and since I want you guys to have fun, we don't have to stick to these modeling rules, and that's what I will do. So therefore, select these glasses, duplicate them, Shift H for isolating them. Let's look from the top view, and I will create two circles. So Shift A, create a circle at the center. Press OK. Let's bring back overlays so we see what we are doing here. G, drag it along the x-axis, press Ctrl for snapping it at the y-axis, press OK, and press SS, further scaling this guy. That looks okay. You see, commands I am using, they are just repetitions, but repetition is key. G, Y, drag this one along the y-axis. so that it comes close to this edge, so something like this, and also activate the X-ray mode. And of course the curves, otherwise we won't see the curve which we have created. Let's drag this guy along the Z-axis and mirror it, pressing Alt-X. Press F for freestyle for changing the pivot, because otherwise it will mirror here. That's not what we want. So press F and change the pivot, put it to the center of the glasses. And now you can see that we can mirror it along the X-axis, but at the center of the glasses. That's what I wanted. And now we will use these two circles as cutters to cut through these glasses. So in solid mode, select the glasses, press C, then select the first cutter, shift select the second one and press OK. Now we can, in solid mode, delete the outer parts. We just need the middle part. Delete it, pressing X, here also X. And we don't need these parts, so we can, in face mode, shift X the face, shift X the second face, and in solid mode select the remaining stuff and simply press X. That's what we have. And if we select the remaining sheet and run the thicken command, pressing F, look for thicken, this one, and drag along this handle, you can see that we get a detail like this. Press OK and bring back the rest, Alt H, Alt Z for hiding the X-ray mode. So let's select both solids, these two, so the glasses and the outer detail. Shift H, isolating them. If the detail which we have created is too thick, you can, in face mode, press Alt for selecting the whole face loop and drag it further down for making it thinner or even thicker. I will go with thinner because it's too thick for my taste. And I will press OK. And in solid mode, let's try to boolean them. Union boolean, Q, Q. And now we have one solid. And in edge mode, let's try our micro filleting. BD 0.01 is too large. BD 0.007 maybe. That looks okay. Let's repeat the process on this side. So in edge mode, Alt select the whole edge loop, BD 0.007, like James Bond. Press OK. And here also. So Alt select the first edge loop, Shift Alt select the second one. And here we can try to run a larger fillet, BD 0.01. And if we bring back the rest and hide the edges, we have a nice detailed steampunk style of glasses for our little robot.